Hello, and welcome to the next episode of Personal Injury Today, where we talk about the hottest topics around helping attorneys understand their clients' cases better, as well as helping them come to a fair settlement. On today's episode, we're going to help you understand how to not leave money on the table while also understanding your client's post-accident employability. So let's dive right in. We're going to be joined today by Dr. Brad Poppie. Dr. Poppie is the founder at Injury Reporting Consultants that helps you, attorneys, resolve personal injury cases and do it through evidence-based medical analysis and reporting. Welcome, Dr. Poppie.
Thank you very much.
So I understand that attorneys quite frequently will leave money on the table, for lack of a better term, due to focusing on other elements of a case, such as pain and suffering, future medical costs, etc. And I'm sure those things are really important, but what are they missing out on when they focus just on those things?
Largely, they focus on those two aspects, like you just said, but one of the hidden issues at stake here is how that accident affected their life. And in this topic here is really their employability and their ability to earn a wage to support themselves or their family. So there are two separate, very extensive evaluations, almost a thesis per se, that is written for the client on, we've talked previously about the functional capacity evaluation, basically determining what the said impairments and disabilities are that the patient presents with due to their accident. But that doesn't alone equate to dollar signs or how much is that worth. They were a construction worker, now they're a administrative position because they can't do construction work anymore. What does that mean? Okay, so if you've got two avenues, let's say that there's your client has gotten into a car accident and they want to return to the workplace. Okay, there's two scenarios. That scenario, or the other scenario is maybe they're retired and they don't need to return to work. Okay, but if they need to return to work, the FCE is imperative, or kind of is the gatekeeper to the vocational earnings capacity report.
And the FCE, tell us a little bit of what that stands for, what that is, and then the difference between the two.
Sure. So the FCE is kind of the industry standard on how we document how someone's impairments and disabilities from their car accident affect their life. More specifically, their ability to perform work-related activities, activities of daily living, and leisure activities. Okay? They've been around for decades. They have a high validity, reliability, and objectivity. They're very well recognized in the workers' comp sector and personal injury sector. Once that test is done, that sets the stage for a certified rehabilitation consultant to actually do what we call a vocational report or a earnings capacity report to determine the amount of money that the person would lose out over the course of their work career or through life expectancy. The certified rehabilitation consultant needs the FCE to do their report.
So the two work hand in hand.
They work in concert together, okay? Because if the certified rehab consultant does not have the FCE, they don't know the impairments and disabilities that were found in the FCE, so they don't know how to value that.
Thank you so much. That's so important. And real quickly, I just want to take a quick break. And if you've been enjoying this video, if this is valuable content for you, please like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and click the thumbs up button and share this with other attorneys, maybe even your clients, and then subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any other episodes. And more importantly, hit the bell notification so it will notify you when we come out with another episode of Personal Injury Today. So you touched on this a little bit, but what exactly does that vocational earnings capacity report really entail?
The certified rehab consultant will literally deep dive with the patient. It's a full interview. with the patient, but then also it's a lot of behind the scenes type work. They're going to be looking at a few different things. Number one, they're going to take the information from the functional capacity evaluation and determine lost wages, okay? Again, I always use the example, it's easy to understand. Construction worker, car accident, can only do keyboard work, typing, administrative stuff, okay? So they're gonna go through all of their databases and find out, what are comparative jobs that this person would be suitable for in the geographic area, okay? They'll look at the client's education level. They'll even look at tax returns. It's all about, this report is about the money, okay? What is it worth? What's the value of their inability to do XYZ job duties, okay? They're also gonna look at things like lack of competitiveness in the workplace, okay? They used to be a competitive or a desirable laborer because they were strong and so good at what they did, but now they can't. As well as things like a disadvantage in the workplace. So let's say you are a high-powered CEO of a Fortune 500 company, and you get into a horrible accident and you have a traumatic brain injury, okay? And you have cognitive deficits. Well, that person can no longer function at that high level, okay? So they have a disadvantage in the workplace. Maybe they can only do, this tier of work as opposed to this tier of work, okay? So those are the kind of the primary topics that the certified rehab consultant will look at and put together literally a 30, 40, 50-page thesis on that client and monetarily wise.
And that's great. And you mentioned just the competitive nature of the workforce or being competitive, and with various unemployment rates, that seems to be extremely important to look at. One thing that just popped into my head is how long do they look at that inability to earn a certain wage? Is it all the way through a retirement age, let's say 65 or 75 as a total? Or how they calculate that?
Great question. It depends. So it depends on if we as practitioners think it's going to be more of a permanent issue, or with more therapy or treatment or whatever, it may get better. So they might not be permanent impairments or disabilities. So it's kind of a, and again, looking at the chronicity of the issue. Has it been going on for 4 years and nothing's changed? The patient has plateaued with their treatment, getting better, worse, or no change. They're just kind of, this is it. So those are all kind of things we look at to determine, is it a permanency or is it something that we think might get better?
So for those watching, the attorneys that are joining in today, do you perform some of these reports?
We do. I personally am not a certified rehab consultant, but I have those individuals that work with my company to help provide kind of a package for the attorney so that they don't have to piece that out. And we provide the value in keeping it kind of in-house and providing a good product.
That's awesome. That's so helpful. Thank you again for tuning in. Again, like and share and subscribe to our channel. And more importantly, if you have questions that you would like to ask Dr. Poppie, please put those in the comments and we'll make sure to look through them, get you some answers, and even make an episode specifically addressing your concerns and your problem. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.